This is the Iowa Weather Report for Tuesday, August 20th, 2013. Now our first look at the 0Z GFS Model Run. This is at 1 p.m. this afternoon. We have the main storm track along the U.S.-Canadian border, a ridge beginning to set up over the southern tier of the country, an upper-level low off the central California coast. Around here, it still remains fairly warm, fairly dry, a southwest wind, temperatures well into the 80s to low 90s with plenty of sunshine with a few passing clouds mainly in the afternoon hours. As we head into Wednesday, a frontal system will start to move into the area from the north and west. We could see some isolated shower and thunderstorm activity late in the afternoon across the far northern counties, mainly into the evening, Wednesday evening and into Wednesday night across most of the state. And then you can see here Thursday, there's about a 20 and maybe 30% crack at some showers and thunderstorms. That front will be beginning to dissipate as high pressure begins to nose in from the north and west. It'll be moving into the Great Lakes here on Friday. The frontal system will be dissolving into our south, and the winds will already be starting to swing back to the south and southwest again, even as we head into Saturday, with temperatures way back or well back into the 80s and maybe approaching 90 again, with another storm system coming in across the northern and central high plain states. That'll be moving a little further to the east on Sunday, but it'll also be dissipating as most of the storms have been lately, or all the moisture ends up in Canada, which has also been happening of late. Gulf Coast still remaining quite moist over there, and the desert southwest with the monsoon. Even into Monday next week, we still have, the monsoon will flow over the southwest, some Gulf moisture in the Gulf and along the Gulf Coast, and a storm near the U.S.-Canadian border, bringing nothing around here. And that's why, as we look from a week from today, you can see a 594 ridge setting up around Kansas City, Wichita, and that's going to keep all the storm systems and pretty much all of the moisture and rain and showers and storms well to our north across the U.S.-Canadian border, with the monsoonal flow continuing over the southwest and the diurnal showers and thunderstorms across the Gulf Coast. So it looks like outside of midweek, it's going to be fairly dry. Couple days after, as we head into the end of August, the 31st, the ridge begins to break down a little bit as the heights come down, but the storm track is still along the U.S.-Canadian border, and that means the shower and thunderstorm chances are going to stay near the U.S.-Canadian border. Maybe some shower and thunderstorm activity over the east. The monsoonal flow over the southwest continues. That looks like highs in the 80s to near 90 again. And then as we head to the end of the forecast on September the 4th, now the ridge begins to shunt its way to the west, and a trough and northwesterly flow comes in across the Great Lakes and into the north and east. With that flow out of the northwest, out of Canada, that's going to bring high pressure down, which means dry weather again, but at least it'll be cooler with highs back into the 70s by this point. Any shower activity will be to our south and east and north of us. Looking at the satellite image from last evening, the monsoonal flow continued over the south and west, some diurnal showers dissipating over the south and east, and it was fairly clear elsewhere from the Pacific Northwest to the Northern Rockies, through the Midwest, and into New England. The watch warning map from last evening was fairly quiet as well. A few flood issues over the southeast, a heat advisory in the Arrowhead of Minnesota into northwestern Wisconsin, and some red flag warnings from Idaho, Oregon, into northern California. The QPF chart, precipitation over the next 5 days through Saturday evening at 7 o'clock, shows any rainfall will be pretty much at midweek, maybe up to an inch, but many areas may only get a quarter of an inch or less.